My husband said it so casually that at first, I thought I misheard him. "You're just a stay-at-home mom," Ethan said, not even looking up from his phone. "It's not like you're actually contributing." The word just hung in the air like smoke after a fire. Thick. Suffocating. Impossible to ignore. I was standing in our kitchen, one hand gripping the counter, the other still holding a wooden spoon. Dinner was half-cooked. Our 3-year-old daughter, Lily, was in the living room stacking blocks, humming to herself. The house smelled like garlic and onions, like effort, like hours of invisible labor. I laughed once. A sharp, disbelieving sound. "What did you just say?" Ethan sighed dramatically, as if I were the inconvenience. "You're overreacting." "I'm just saying, I'm the one paying for everything. The mortgage, the cars, your little yoga classes. You stay home. Anyone could do what you do." Anyone. That was the moment something inside me cracked. For years, I had swallowed comments like that. Little digs disguised as jokes. Must be nice to nap all day. I wish I could sit around in pajamas too. I told myself he was stressed, that his job in finance was demanding, that marriage meant patience. What I didn't realize was that while I was busy holding our family together, Ethan was living an entirely different life. And I was about to expose it all. When Ethan and I met, he wasn't cruel. He was ambitious, charming, attentive. He used to bring me coffee in bed, kiss my forehead, tell me I was the strongest woman he knew. When Lily was born, he cried harder than I did. We agreed together that I'd stay home with her. Childcare was expensive, and Ethan insisted. "I want you with her," he said. "We'll be a team." But somewhere along the way, team turned into hierarchy. He started controlling the money. Not openly at first, just suggestions. "Do you really need to spend that much at the grocery store? Why are you buying new clothes? You don't even go to an office." Eventually, he gave me a monthly budget, like an allowance. I told myself it was normal. I told myself all marriages had rough patches. Then came the nights he stayed late at work. The weekends he traveled for clients. The phone he guarded like it contained state secrets. And finally, the sentence that ended everything. "You're just a stay-at-home mom." That night, after Lily was asleep and Ethan was snoring beside me, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. My heart pounded, not with sadness, but with clarity. If I was just anything, then I had nothing left to lose. The next morning, I didn't confront him. I didn't cry. I didn't beg him to apologize. I started paying attention. I noticed how he showered immediately after coming home late. How he took phone calls in the garage. How his credit card statements, yes, the ones I wasn't supposed to look at, had charges from expensive restaurants I had never been to. One afternoon, while Lily napped, I logged into our shared laptop. Ethan had always been careless with passwords. He thought I was too busy with diapers and cartoons to notice. His email inbox told a story he never intended me to read. Hotel confirmations. Private club memberships. Emails from women whose names were saved as initials, not full contacts. Messages that began with "last night was amazing" and ended with "can't wait to see you again." My hands shook, but my mind was eerily calm. This wasn't just an affair. This was a lifestyle. Ethan wasn't working late. He wasn't traveling for clients. He was funding a secret life with the money he claimed gave him power over me. I took screenshots of everything. Emails, receipts, calendar invites. I saved them to a cloud account he didn't know existed. And then I called a lawyer. The lawyer, a sharp woman named Claire, listened quietly as I laid everything out. She didn't interrupt. When I finished, she leaned back and said, "You're not just anything. And you're not trapped." I felt tears spill over for the first time. Not because of Ethan, but because someone finally said what I needed to hear. Claire explained my options. The house. Custody. Alimony. Evidence. She told me, very calmly, that Ethan's financial secrecy and infidelity worked in my favor. I walked out of her office lighter than I'd felt in years. At home, Ethan was the same. Dismissive. Smug. Still convinced I was dependent, harmless. One evening, he scoffed when I mentioned how tired I was. "From what?" he asked. "You don't even work." I smiled at him then. A small, quiet smile. He had no idea what was coming. I waited 2 weeks. 2 weeks of gathering proof. 2 weeks of planning. 2 weeks of acting like the obedient, invisible wife he believed me to be. Then, on a Tuesday morning, I left divorce papers on the kitchen table. Ethan found them when he came down for coffee. "What the hell is this?" he demanded, waving the documents like an insult. "It's a divorce filing," I said calmly, buckling Lily into her stroller. "You should read it." "You can't be serious," he laughed. "You have no income. No career. You think you can survive without me?" I looked him straight in the eyes. "You should also check your email." His face changed as he opened his phone. Confusion. Then panic. Then anger. "You went through my things," he shouted. I shrugged. "I'm just a stay-at-home mom. Remember? Anyone could do it." I walked out the door before he could respond. But the exposure had only just begun. Ethan underestimated me in every possible way. He thought I would fold. He thought I would come back crying, apologizing, begging him to fix things. He thought I was bluffing. Instead, I took control. The first shock hit him in court. His lawyer was confident, right up until Claire presented the evidence. The hotel stays. The hidden accounts. The thousands of dollars spent on his secret life, while he claimed we couldn't afford preschool for Lily. The judge's expression hardened with every page. Ethan tried to explain. "It's not what it looks like. She's exaggerating. I work hard. I deserve some freedom." The judge didn't care. What the judge cared about was deception. The second shock came at work. I didn't blast him on social media out of revenge. I didn't need to. The truth traveled faster on its own. One of the women Ethan had been seeing turned out to be connected to a client's family. Another was using his corporate card without permission. HR got involved. Questions were asked. Suddenly, the man who looked down on me for not contributing was scrambling to save his career. The third shock was me. I enrolled Lily in daycare using his court-ordered support. I updated my resume. I took a remote certification course I had put off for years because Ethan said it was a waste of money. Within months, I had my own income. Within a year, I had my own apartment. Small, cozy, filled with laughter instead of tension. Lily thrived. I thrived. And Ethan? Ethan went from confident to bitter. One afternoon, he called me, his voice tight. "You didn't have to destroy my life." I almost laughed. "I didn't," I said evenly. "I exposed it. There was a difference. He lost the house. He lost half his savings. He lost unsupervised custody. He lost the illusion of control. What he never lost, apparently, was the audacity. "You think you're better than me now?" he sneered.
No, iraplia.
"I think I'm free." The final moment, the one that truly sealed everything, came a year later. We were at a school event. Lily's first performance. She stood on stage in a paper crown, singing loudly and off-key, waving at me with both hands. Ethan stood a few rows back, alone. He approached me afterward, quieter this time. Smaller. "You look different," he said. "I am," I replied. He hesitated. "I didn't realize how much you did. For her. For us." I met his eyes. "You did realize. You just didn't value it." He had no answer for that. People often ask me if I regret filing for divorce. They ask if I regret breaking up the family, if I regret not trying harder, if I regret leaving when I had security. What they don't understand is this. There is no security in being disrespected. There is no safety in being diminished. There is no love where power is used as a weapon. I wasn't just a stay-at-home mom. I was the foundation, the manager, the emotional backbone, the one who made life work. And when that was dismissed, I chose myself. I chose my daughter. I chose the truth. So yes, I filed for divorce. And when I did, I didn't just end a marriage. I exposed a lie. You just heard a story of betrayal, survival, and quiet revenge. If it left you thinking, hit like, share it forward, and subscribe for more true emotional stories that'll stay with you long after they end. Every click helps another story find its voice.